Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, June 20th, 2018. Not much too significant in the way of fire potential impacts for the next couple of days. We do have some winds moving into far western Nevada for today and Thursday, and then also some gustier winds coming to the southern and southeast portions of the Great Basin for Thursday. And drying and heat returns to much of the region for Thursday. And very low minimum relative humidities are expected as well across the south for the next few days. Past 24 hours were generally dry across the Great Basin, with just a few showers moving into far eastern Idaho and western Wyoming. New initial attack was also light across the geographic area. The past 14 and 30 days worth of precipitation is shown here. And in spite of the storms that we had move through the area last week, Utah and Nevada, especially across the south, have still remained quite dry through the period. ERCs have come down over the past week, especially over some of those areas that were very critical in eastern and southern Utah. Those values did come down a bit for a few days, but we're already seeing a rebound in those ERCs over central and eastern Utah. These ERCs will continue to come up over the next few days as the warm and dry air mass moves in. This morning's satellite imagery shows an area of high pressure over the desert southwest. This will bring very warm temperatures to the region, especially tomorrow as the high moves over the area. There is a little shortwave trough moving into the Pacific Northwest that will track across Idaho later tonight and into tomorrow, bringing some showers to the region there. Generally, sunny skies will abound over much of the geographic area today, with just a few lingering showers over the central Idaho mountains this afternoon. Gusty winds are expected along the Sierra Front in far western Nevada, with those gusts up to 35 miles an hour or so. Low relative humidities are also expected over the southern half of the geographic area, with those values coming in the single digits across much of the area down south. By Thursday afternoon, that little wave will have moved across the northern Rockies and will bring some lingering showers to the central Idaho mountains. Some of those showers will move in overnight tonight, but continue there on Thursday. The dryness continues across the southern Great Basin, and as that little low moves through, we will see wind speeds pick up just a bit over the southern Great Basin. Those wind gusts are shown here, with those yellow areas coming in near 35 miles an hour at some of the higher elevations there in central and southern Utah. Thursday should be a very hot and dry day region-wide, with highs in the mid to upper 90s across the central valleys, and low relative humidities, with those values coming in the single digits across much of the southern areas as well. By Friday, the flow becomes a little bit more northwesterly. We should see a little bit of a cool down in our temperatures, but not much in the way of precipitation for the geographic area. Winds should lighten up by Friday, but the air mass remains very dry across the south. The 3-day precipitation accumulations are shown here, with Utah and Nevada remaining very dry, with just a few showers moving into the central Idaho mountains and western Wyoming, mainly tonight and into Thursday. By Saturday, cool west-northwest flow remains in place across the area as those shortwave troughs move off to the east. Most of the geographic area will remain dry, but we'll see some cooler temperatures for the weekend. More of the same is expected on Sunday, with slightly cooler but dry conditions. And this weather pattern continues into Monday and into Tuesday, as much of the activity remains north of the area, with generally mild and dry conditions in place across the geographic area. As we move into the middle of next week, temperatures should begin to rise once again, and we'll be back up into the 90s. The 7-day precipitation totals are shown here, with continued dryness over Utah and Nevada, and just some light precipitation to the mountains of Idaho and western Wyoming. The extended forecast from the Climate Prediction Center, moving into the last week of June and into the first part of July, it's calling for above normal temperatures, particularly over Utah and eastern Nevada, with below normal chances for precipitation, generally area-wide. We will begin to see the beginnings of the monsoon once again over the desert southwest. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.